All right, everybody, what's up? What's up? What's up? This is Wicked. Shut up. With my girl, Debra. And I'm not gonna lie, Debra. I'm a fan, right? I see what you're doing, and I see how you've been doing it and growing your business so quickly, right? So first of all, thank you so much. I know you're a busy gal. Thank you so much for spending some of your time to share with us your experiences and your knowledge. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Oh, no problem. Thank you for having me.
Oh, and because Debra is a busy gal, she's gonna be enjoying some of her soup while we're doing this because she's that busy. She had to squeeze this in, but my girl's got to eat, right, Debra?
Yes. Gotta keep my strength up.
You gotta eat. You gotta make money. So we're juggling both. So first of all, tell me a little bit about your business. What inspired you? What got you going into the beauty business?
Well, my business is Flawless Beauty by Debra. So I actually started off as a makeup artist, as a bridal makeup artist.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a new esthetician as a result of COVID. I do still work a full-time job, but
Uh-oh, I think we just lost
okay.
you. There you go.
Yep. What COVID did is COVID actually allowed me the opportunity. I had always wanted to be an esthetician, but because of my busy work schedule, it was like, okay, did I want to go to school at night? That was a little too much for me. So COVID actually allowed me the opportunity to go to school during the day. So my corporate job actually said, you have 3 months. We're going to give you 3 months to flex your schedule, and then you can go to school and obtain your esthetician's license. My belief has always been, as a bridal makeup, my sign actually says great makeup starts with great skin. So
Right.
as I was servicing bridal clients, I was constantly referring them on to get skincare services, to get facials, to get dermaplaning and things like that to help them achieve their look on their wedding day. And then I thought, why am I referring people when I can just do this myself? So COVID actually offered a lot of blessings with that for me, and I took advantage of it.
No, and absolutely right. And there's here when COVID hit, it hit us all, right? And basically they say when the sun hits, it hits us all. When the rain hits, it hits us all. And it just depends on what you do with it. It's
Right.
it's it's some people chose the victim path. Some people chose why me, and some people chose, well, it is what it is. What can I do with this? So that's awesome because here, and I'm not trying to downplay what COVID is and the destruction that it caused. It's crappy. It's horrible.
Right.
It ruined businesses. It ruined lives. It's done a lot of bad. But the thing is, in this business, in this life, you know what? Stuff happens, man. It's horrible. It's not about if it'll happen. It's about when it's going to happen. When it's going to be COVID, a tornado, an earthquake, aliens coming to take over the world. Is like, we don't know
Exactly.
about them. So how long have you been an esthetician then? So if you
So
just recently got into it.
yeah, I just got my license February 1st.
Wow. Okay. So and today is May 1st. So February, March, April, May. So 3-month anniversary.
3-month anniversary. Yes.
Right. And so running a business, as we see in this group, it is hard to run a business, any business. I think to be a business owner, you are a unique type of person, and you're a beast to want to run an own business. It's stressful. The hours are crazy. The chances of failure are hard. People struggle. So why do it? Why did you choose to run a business?
I think I just always had an entrepreneurial spirit. I was lucky to have parents who, any idea that I had as a young child, I always tell people this story about my first business was a Kool-Aid stand. And I took that Kool-Aid stand to a whole other level. I'm probably dating myself, but this is when on the back of Kool-Aid, you got a point for every packet that you open.
Yes.
And my mother saved those points and she bought me the Kool-Aid stand. She bought me the Kool-Aid shirt, the picture, and everything. And so that one summer, I'm like, I'm going to have a Kool-Aid sale while the other kids were at the park swimming and everything. When they got done swimming, I had the Kool-Aid. And so from there, I just saw how my business grew. She taught me how to take my earnings and reinvest into that Kool-Aid stand. Awesome. So by the end of the week, I was selling Kool-Aid, I was selling pickles, I had Rice Krispie treats. And then I opened up a side garage sale. I sold my clothes that were too small. So yeah, I just always, I've loved it. I am anything I'm very passionate about. I think like I can show that to other people and express that, and I get them just as excited as I am. So that was one of the reasons I went into the field of entrepreneurship.
Okay. And so when you started your business, so again, you got your esthetician license February 1st, and what were some of the issues that you ran into in the beginning of your business? Meaning, sometimes it's hard to take off. You are a special case because you've already been doing makeup. So you already had a list of clients already. Was it easy to transition them into the esthetician space? Did you do something differently? How did that work?
Well, actually, I didn't even transition any of those clients. And me coming into the new world as an esthetician, I wanted to keep what I call Flawless Beauty by Debra bridal. I wanted to keep that completely separate. So in coming into this, I was only looking for new clients. I only wanted new clients who I had not served in the makeup field, artistry at all. Mm-hmm. And so that was my biggest challenge. It was, okay, there's tons of other estheticians out here. What was going to make me different? What was going to separate me from some of the others? And I didn't want to build a business on existing clients. I really wanted to build a business and a brand as far as my esthetician services based on new clients. So my story that I shared with you was, it's pretty much, that's all based on new clients. That's not existing clients.
Okay. Good. That's crazy. So when you started building your business, what were some of the problems that you ran into that you didn't expect? Was it easy? Was it hard to start building your brand?
I guess I didn't think about the hard part about it. I am social media shy, I guess. And I was very protective of my personal Facebook page that I had out there before. So if I didn't know you, I wasn't accepting a friend request. It was just like, okay, why do you want to be my friend? How do I know you? And so with this journey upon coming into your group and then learning about how to actually use a personal page, and I had never thought, okay, your personal page really did allow you 5,000 friends. So I thought, okay, well, let me create a new one. Let me show who I am, because that was something I had never done before. No one had ever seen my face before. They wondered what Debra Traylor looked like. So no one had ever seen me before. So I said, you know what? I'm going to put a real picture out here, but I'm just only going to use this to talk about my esthetician services. And from there, literally, I swear, it was just like, oh, okay, there's an esthetician that's in town that is focusing on corrective skincare. We had tons of estheticians, but what their niche was something that we just didn't really have or see here. Most of the times it was younger girls. They had one focus, which was waxing or lash extensions and things like that. And that, I didn't even want to go in that direction. Like even in school, I'm like, nope, I'm good with the waxing. Nope, I'm good with the lash extensions and things like that. So that was my approach in starting with the initial Facebook page.
Okay. And then, so take me down that journey. So you started a different personal page to start showing a little bit more of yourself. Take me down that journey. Where did it go? How did it grow? How did you start getting clients?
So from there, again, I'm listening to your suggestions about videos. And because I am social media shy, I'm like, I am not going to videotape myself. Yeah, that part is not going to work for me. But then I had to think about, but what could I do? I learned that during COVID, during this downtime, that's all people are doing, are watching videos. They're on TikTok, they're on Instagram Reels. That's all they have time for is videos. So I'm like, okay, well, what type of videos can I make? So I was lucky enough to come across this ring light. It's called, it has an arch to it. And I literally set my phone on the arch. So then I'm like, I'll start video recording my facials that I'm doing. And so that just became a process for me. I stumbled across some great editing, found some fun music, and I just started to post those. And that's what really got people going. They were just like, oh my God, this looks great. This is so relaxing. I even had a segment where I put my husband on live. He came in, he got a facial, we were live. It was really hilarious because they were like, yeah, that playlist is just for your husband, right? I'm like, yep, that playlist is just. But it got people saying, oh, I really need that. Oh, you do facials for men. Oh, and so I just really started to be consistent and be dedicated to getting something out there every day. And that's where the No Zero Days came in. That was something my husband introduced to me. He was like, even in school, he was like, you have no 0 days. And I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, every day you do something that is geared towards your purpose and your passion. He was like, and like the motivational speech says, I don't care if it's 11:59 at night. If you do that last minute, and I find myself, if I'm working all day and I can't get any content out at 11:59 at night, I'm posting something because I'm a night owl. I'm on Facebook and Instagram and I'm scrolling at 11:59, 1 o'clock in the morning. So if I'm scrolling, who else is scrolling?
Everybody else. Right?
Yes. And so what I was finding is when I would wake up in the morning, I have 4 or 5 new appointments. So yeah.
So let me get this right. You create. So what are some of the advantages of a personal page? Like I talked about this forever ago, and you know what? First of all, I applaud you for giving it a shot. So one thing I tell people, hey, dude, you know, there's no one way to get it all done. Like what works for you may not work for somebody else, and you know, to each their own, right?
Right.
That's just how it is. You work with your personalities. Everyone's in a different town. Everyone's in a different space. But there's some things that to me are just universal. Gravity is universal. It affects us all.
Right.
So social media, as you started posting this, what kind of changes did you start seeing, and how did this strategy help you?
Well, one thing I noticed is that I was starting to be tagged. So let's say I may have added my daughter. Okay, so I added my daughter to this one page and I know she's of a certain age group. So then I figured, okay, well, I would tag her in a video. Well, because I tagged her in a video and I made that page public, so I wasn't like protecting my personal life, then her friends started to see it. And then her friends and her friends were like, hey, she's over here, she's doing these amazing facials. Because that's the other thing, when people are like, what are you doing? I literally do facials. Like, that's what I do. I'm not doing lash extensions. I'm doing facials. And so from there, I kind of felt with that new page, I didn't have to say, how do I know you? Or why do you want to be my friend? I let myself be open, and I felt better about that because everything that I was posting was about my business, whether it was a tip for the day, whether it was a review for the day, whether it was, hey, are you suffering from this? Do you have maskne? So I was putting that out there. And then from there, I got tagged or known as, this is who you go to see if you need a facial in Michigan, in Grand Rapids. This is who you go to see.
Love that. Right. And so that's one of the things that I talk about is when you have a business page. Okay, you know, nothing's wrong. Again, everyone should have a business page. You should have a business page. That's it. However, a business page, when people aren't going to immediately jump to someone's business page because it's advertising and this and that, no one wants to know about the business page. But that personal page, the one that you took advantage of, you're able to tag it. You're able to do so much with it. But here, one thing, and everyone who's listening to this, I think a very, very, very valuable tip Debra just mentioned right now is to be clear, is clarity. So Debra does what? Facials. Debra does what? Facials. Debra does what? Facials. Okay, that's clear. Your page is consistent with that. There's so many pages I visit. Someone's doing facials, then they're doing lashes, then they're doing brows. But not only that, then they're selling clothes, they're selling tights, they're selling this fat loss drink that's going on out there. Right. And they're doing this and they're promoting some other business. So there's so many pages I go to. I have no idea what they're doing, you know, and there's a philosophy I live by is if you confuse, you lose. If I can't go to your page and instantly know what you're doing, I'm not in the mood for a fat loss drink at this moment. Right. It's like, right. So how has that helped you in terms of your clarity in your business?
Oh, tremendously. I even notice in different groups, like people are saying, I need a facial. Who does facials? Like you said, I really wanted to hone in on my niche and what I was passionate about and what I really wanted to learn about. Like that was my focus in esthetician school. And I know in esthetician school, they teach you a ton of everything, but I was like laser focused on, I really wanted to work on corrective skincare as it relates to facials and the different modalities that I can put into those facials. So everything I post now, even though I'm sure you've probably seen some of my new posts where I'm doing the Hydro Glow facial and I'm really showing people, okay, this is your deep pore cleansing facial. And I'm actually showing what I'm getting from that facial. Right. So again, it's facial focus, but I'm talking about the results. I'm talking about there's no downtime. And then even now, something that I'm getting ready to show is that, you know what, videos are great, but testimonials and live testimonials are even better.
100%. Like here, you're a cool person, Deborah. I like you. But you know what's weird? Like if you said that, if you go, you know what, my name's Deborah, and I'm a cool person, and I'm great, and I'm fantastic. Which again, if you do it playfully, it's cool, it's fine, it may work. However, when your clients are saying it for you, right, dude, that's how we buy on Amazon, right? I don't know about you, but when I go on Amazon, I'll look at something like I'm looking for headphones. Cool. I'm gonna go, okay, headphones, which one have the most reviews? And then I'm gonna go check out the reviews. And every now and then there's one of those reviews that resonate with me, right? So I'm like, okay, and this one, like, it hits that point that I'm like, oh my God, that's me. And at that point, it's a trigger. I don't have to look anymore. They know me. That's what I want. So with skincare, and one thing that you talked about, talk about results, how you speak about results, because that's one of my other pet peeves. People are like, hey, come in for microneedling. Hey, come in for a dermaplane. People don't want the microneedling. People don't want a dermaplane. They want what they get out of it.
Out of it. Exactly. And one example that I put out there, I was just thinking, and I don't know, my mind was thinking like, okay, so Debra, what did you do at, 12, 13, and 14 for skincare? And what I remember is my mom, she said Noxzema was for everything. Noxzema was the end all be all. Everybody's house had Noxzema in it. And I thought about that and I said, you know what? Let me put a post out there. I was like, before we needed this at Noxzema, and I posted a picture of Noxzema, and then I said, but now at this age, we need a little bit more. And then I posted a picture of one of my facials. People related to that. They actually had a chuckle about that because they're like, yeah, you're right. My grandmother said all you needed was Noxzema and Vaseline to put on your skin. And I'm like, no, we need a little bit more. That collagen isn't producing like it used to. That elastin is not producing like it used to. When you reach a certain age, we need a little more. So what I try to do in my posts is I try to go back and think about some of the things that we did as teenagers when our skin was great. Yeah, we had breakouts, but we could come back from a breakout like you put toothpaste on it and you were good the next day from the breakout. But now when you start to get 30, 40, and 50, your skin needs a little bit more. So then I start to talk about that. Okay, so what can we do? I have dark spots. What can I do? I need more glow to my skin. What can I do? So I try to share those results with my clients. And then again, it resonates with them. And they're like, you know what? She's right. I'm going to go in and I'm going to make an appointment and I'm going to have that service done.
That's awesome. And everybody listening, dude, listen to this well. It's about results. So Debra, one thing that I'm appreciating about what you're doing, and again, it's leading by example. So Debra is just talking about her and what's worked for her. And again, like I said, this isn't for everybody. I think it's about for 99% of the people. How it is what it is. But Debra, one thing I like about you is how simply you speak. Meaning you're not trying to use some big words and I am here to stimulate collagen and this, that. It's like, no, yeah, you need collagen because you want softer skin. You want the glow. Right. And so why do you speak simple? You know all these fancy words, right? You know all that stuff you learned. So why do you speak so simply? Why?
I really want my client to leave here informed and I really want them to understand. I'm really big on analogies. What my Hydroglow facial right now, oh my God, the terminology that goes around that. The analogy I give, it's a carpet cleaner. It's just like the carpet cleaning. You're pushing good stuff in and it's taking the bad stuff out. And then I can show you the results after the carpet cleaning of your skin to see. You see the pores, you see the dead skin, And so I want to make it, because when it comes to like skincare in the world of estheticians, you're right. There's so many medical terms out there that completely confuse people and blow their mind. A lot of times that's why they're in the store and they don't even know what to buy when they're going down the skincare line at Target. They're like, oh, I think this is what I need. No. So I try to keep it in a form that we're everyday women. We're not medical doctors. Some aren't even in the medical field. So I want to make it where they can just understand it as everyday women, layman terms on everything.
100%. And that is something I see 80% of estheticians doing wrong, right? Like here, I don't want this make this interview thing about, okay, Debra's awesome, everybody else sucks. It has nothing to do with that. And hopefully people are seeing it that way. What it is, hey, these are things that you're doing that are not helping you. Debra is doing this that's helping her. How can we learn and do this stuff, right? But the thing is, if I see a lot of people doing things wrong, like they're using the fancy terminology, they're not using analogy, right? They're talking about microneedling and they're not talking about the results that they get out of it. And so Debra, again, you've been successful at a very, very small amount of time. And sometimes like I'll see comments out there like, hey, what Debra's doing is not common, or hey, you can't, it's not common for someone. I don't want people to think that you can do 10,000 a month and do it part-time. And I'm here to tell you, you absolutely freaking can, right? Just because something is not like, it hasn't worked for somebody else doesn't mean it can't work for you. There is a zero reason every esthetician should not be doing, 8 to 10 grand a month. Zero reason. The only reason if you're not hitting those numbers is you're not doing these simple things. Like, for example, Debra here, you're getting these results, right? Correct? So there's a formula, meaning you're doing things, you're doing videos, you're using analogies, you're posting consistently. I can go on your page, I see the clarity, I know exactly what you do. And are any of these things hard? Like has any of this thing been excessively challenging for you? And I'm pretty sure there's some things that were a little bit different. You had to think differently about. How has that process been? Has it been hard? Has it been easy? What did you do? Because again, you've only been doing it for 3 months.
Right. And I will tell you, like, being social media shy and not being a consistent person, I will say, like, in the past, my bridal business grew because of word of mouth. I wasn't on social media like that. Like, I like it, but as far as I'm like, okay, this is too much. Algorithms, like, yeah, that's just a little too much. Yeah. So, but then I was like, okay, I wanted to keep it something simple. I said, hey, I got a good iPhone. I know it records video. I know if I push the button, it says record. I know if it lines up correctly, it's going to look good. And then the iPhone allows you to crop. Hey, I'm halfway there. Then I said, let me figure out how to add music to it. Okay, I added music to it. Then I said, there's this thing called transition slides. I remember that from PowerPoint. Let me see what the Apple Store has. Found transitions, threw it in there all together. And then I took an hour facial and broke it down to 49 seconds so I could get it on social media. And that was it. And that's literally what I do.
Okay. And so, Debra, let me ask you this. I assume you look at other esthetician pages as well. You probably check people out. We're all stalkers. We all kind of see what's going on here and there. What is, in your opinion, again, looking at somebody that's gone from 0 months to 3 months to making 8-10 grand a month, what do you feel other estheticians are doing? I hate to say the word wrong, but I'm going to say wrong, or they could be doing differently to get similar results. What do you feel are some of the things that they're doing that, God, I wish they would stop doing this, or if they would have done this instead, it might have helped them get along farther?
You know what I like to see? I like to see the actual client experience. I see a lot of people using their called like Instagram templates or something where it's pretty, it's color coordinated, but it's like what is it, a stock image of something. It's not a real person. And so for me, I didn't want to do that. I wanted my clients to connect with real people. I wanted my client to see the 40-year-old woman or the 19-year-old, or I wanted them to connect so they didn't feel like, oh, okay, this lady on the stock image, she's naturally beautiful, her skin is great, her hair is flowing. I wanted my clients, when viewing my page, to see real people. I wanted to connect as a real person, not a stock image. I could go out on Google and find all kinds of images of people with great skin and put advertisement. But I think what really sells is when you can make a connection with the product or the service that you're offering. And so that's what I hate to see other estheticians doing. I can't make a connection with you if the majority of your page is just this this Instagram stock image that you're posting with these words. That means nothing to me. But if I can see you microneedling someone, or I can see you actually pulling a hydrogelly mask off for someone, and I'm like, wow, that looks like she's really enjoying that service, then yeah, I'm gonna go out and reach out to you and make a connection with you.
Absolutely, right. And again, you're hitting all my favorite points. A big pet peeve of mine, stock images. If I see a page and it's 80% stock images and maybe 10% before and afters or something like that, you got it backwards. And the reason why is I study a lot. I've been doing the sales stuff for 20 plus years. One thing, and it's weird. Some stuff is just weird. It's backwards. People do not want to see perfect images. My skin is not perfect. So I'm not going to connect with somebody that's got perfect skin, right? I'm going to connect with somebody that's a little bit this or a little bit that, but more importantly, I know they're a person. I know it's real. So if I go on a page and I see a stock image, advertisement, stock image, come in for dermaplaning, stock image, our eyes are trained to just glance over it because we see so much of it. Right. And so here, and this is for everybody. Here's a quick tip. This is a study that was done, and people do all these tests on what gets more clicks. One of the things that it was is, like, for example, if I try to have a perfect image on an advertisement, or I'm posed all perfectly and stuff like this, I'm going to get, let's just say, a 20% click rate. If I have a weird image, like one eye's open, one eye's closed, I'm like, like that. Like someone like you caught them in between an action, like they're about to say something, like, right? People will click that because they're kind of like, what was he about to say?
Yes.
Right. So it's those imperfections, people. It's not about perfection. It's not about having these stock images. And one thing I constantly talk about and harp about is to be the face of your business. Have more of you, your personality, your clients. So like Debra here. You're cool. You're pretty cool. I think you're cool, and you're fun on video. So why are you not doing more video? Why am I not? Because here you're obviously not shy. I'm seeing you now. And the way that you speak and you are, and you're fun, and you're beautiful, and you have great skin. How can I get you to do more video? Talk to me.
I actually, I need to get more comfortable in front of the camera. Yeah. It's really funny. This is my passion. I am actually a very introverted person, and people find that hard to believe when they come into my space. But this is my space. This is my purpose. This is my passion. So you actually get to see a whole other side of Debra. And so I was even thinking, I was like, so how do I do this? What is the best way for me to start doing live videos? And then I even thought about, I said, I need to come into my place. I need to come into my place where my other personality comes out. So that's actually something that I said that I was gonna start working on. It's like, okay, getting in front of the camera more. Instead of I've always been a behind the scene person. So like trying to get in front of the camera more, connecting more with my audience. I see what that has done just by even just sharing my profile picture. Most of the time on my other page, it's brides that I've done. And so they seem to think that, oh, well, that's Debra Traylor. And it's like, no, come to the other page. And then they're like, wow, I never knew what you look like. I've always wanted to know what you look like. So yeah, so I'm trying to get better with that.
See, and it's a journey, right? I mean, it's a process. One of my favorite quotes that I heard is like, I'm an introvert until I start talking about skincare, right? So because since it is your passion and you know about it, you're knowledgeable, you're experienced, the minute you start talking about it, all it is, it's just you. And again, that's the important part I think you hit on. It's about you being comfortable in your space. When you're in your space and you're just talking and you're just educating the public about what you already know, but more importantly, Debra, it's going to be something that's going to help them.
Yes.
Right. So because there are so many bad things out there, like for example, Noxzema and Vaseline. That's all you need for perfect skin. People are out there rubbing St. Ives scrub on their face like 3 times a day. Right. And it's because we're not doing a better job educating the public. And now instead of us, St. Ives is doing it. Right.
Right.
So when it comes to business, and growing your brand, what would you say is the best decision you made in terms of your esthetician side? Like, what is, if you had to think of a couple of things of what helped you become successful fastest, break down the list for me again.
One, I would say the personal page, definitely. The traffic I see on that personal page, and I have a business page out there, is, I would say, like tripled, like what I see on that personal page that I use now for business. The second thing was video. Because I looked at what my personal habits were during this time. I was constantly watching videos. I'd say, oh, I'm gonna go on TikTok for 5 minutes. And next thing you know, I was watching TikTok videos for 6-7 hours. I noticed my husband was watching TikTok videos. And so then I said, oh, okay, so people are really watching videos. They don't want to read anymore. They want to see a video. And so that was my other thing, making sure that I am putting video content out there, the actual process, before and afters, so people can see that. And then they make that connection with that. And I'm finding just from there, I even see people who say, oh, I'm looking for a facial. And then they'll tag me. And then someone else will say, go search her name. She has videos out there. And then it kind of goes from there. So then they see the videos and they're like, this is wonderful. And the next thing I know, they've booked an appointment with me.
Right. And that's how it works, isn't it? Like when we fall into the web, or we're looking for something, you're looking for this, you recommend that. You know what? Like some estheticians make it so hard to do business with them, because I want to feel what it's going to be like while I'm in your space. I want to be that person on the table getting that facial done. I want to see all this stuff you're pulling out of my skin. And it's hard to do that. It's hard to describe that when it's not on video. Like, sure, you can do a couple of pictures, and I'm not saying, don't do, it's only this or that. Some people look at videos, some people will look at pictures, some people will look at the words. You have to put it all together. But video, it's just easy for someone to quickly go there. Like you said, you do a video, and the hour-long facial, you chunk it down to like the 40-50 seconds or a minute, whatever the heck it is, and then people can go, people can digest that real quick. But more importantly, you've made it easy for people to find you. You've made it easy for people to know what they can expect from you, and you made it easy for people to share your content. So let me ask you a question. Let's just say that you didn't find this group, and let's just say you were doing things, you didn't use your personal page for business purposes, which to me is just, I think it's just a genius. I like when I discovered it, I'm like, oh my God, this thing is amazing, right? So let's just say you weren't doing that, you were still extra introvert, and so you weren't even doing videos.
No.
Where do you feel your business would have been? And be honest with me, right? Like whatever, if you had to go back in time.
I would be here struggling. Thinking that my family and friends were going to be my client, that they should support me. Yeah, I really would have been on the struggle bus without those 2-3 major things that I implemented. Yeah.
Okay, and the struggle bus, just because I love numbers, how much would you say roughly you'd be making if you weren't doing these things monthly? What would you guesstimate?
Oh, maybe $600-700
A month?
a month. Yeah. After I found your group, I literally tested the theory of what you said. I loved your personality. So I'm like, hey, this dude, he's making these cool videos. I love his personality in the morning. Let me just try some things. So, and I'll be honest, the first month that I did this, I had given myself a goal of $600. With your tips, I did $1,200. So I said, okay, fluke. This is a one-time thing. The second month, I started doing more videos. I saw that you said, okay, let's do more videos. Got the personal page, did more videos, didn't start at exactly the first of the month. That month, I did 5,000. Fluke. Okay. The month after that, I went out of town for a week. Mm-hmm. Didn't have any clients. Completely went on vacation. I cleared 8.8. I said, wait a minute. Okay, something Yeah, Wick knows what he's talking about, because every time I go back and I watch your videos, and then from there, I was just like, I told my husband, I said, this last month of April, I'm going in, this is my goal. And I couldn't believe it. It was like, it was really happening. And I was just like, okay, even though I had other services, what was I really good at? And I'm really good at doing facials. I'm really good about talking about skincare. I'm really good about showing the results from that. I'm really good about getting my clients on a skincare regimen. You know, even like I sell no retail in here. And the reason for that is because I want them to get comfortable with me. I want them to put their trust in me. I want them to see the results as far as what I can do when they come to see me. And then that brings you back in the door. When I get you back in the door, then I'll get you back on some retail.
Yeah. Right. And so 8.8. And you know what? It's just crazy. So first month fluke, you doubled your goal, then you did 5, then 8 and 8, right? Ladies, right? This isn't rocket science here, right? Debra didn't have to grow an extra arm. Debra, did you grow an extra arm that I don't know about, where you're able to do extra facials and you're like, well, I can, right?
No.
No, right? It's just you're just being you. You're consistent. You're focused. You're clear. You're doing the videos. You're showing up all the time, right? And I love that. I saw that video that knows 0 days, and that's it. You know, this is what this business is about. It's the consistency and clarity that a lot of people are not having in their business, that's causing people to lose interest. Because you know it's going to happen. Like Debra, you didn't hit 8 grand your first month. You did 1,200, right? Okay,
Yeah.
that's how it works, yo. You start there, you go boom, 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 right? And that's the part that's the most important. So what do you feel the fear of marketing the business is costing people? So for example, with you, do you think everyone can do this? Do you think other estheticians, like you're doing this, do you feel others can do it as well?
I believe so. I believe what you get into it, or what you put into it, is what you're going to get out of it. My philosophy is, and that's why I shared with the group, is like how I broke that down. It's like, my biggest thing is, someone said, and I'm sure you heard this, how do you eat an elephant? One piece at a time.
That's it. Right.
So it's like, when you look at the overall, wow, she did, 10,000 for a month. That's not doable. But then breaking that down and saying, okay, well, what does that really look like? And that's just part time. So I wasn't stressing myself. All I knew is I just needed 3 people a day.
That's it. Right. And the way you broke it down, that's what it's about. It's simple. If you go 10 grand a month, oh my God, that's crazy. I can't do it. I can't. Wait a minute. Before you let all these no, I don't, I can't, I won't, right, come into your mind, can you do this? Can
Mhm.
you do this? So one of the things, and I know we're running out of time. So one thing is consistency on social media. So sometimes, like how much do you post a day? What would you guesstimate? Like when you're what do you post?
I try to do at least 3 posts a day. So I try to do first morning, because I know when I get up in the morning, as I'm starting my day job and drinking my coffee, I am scrolling through social media. So I also want to connect with people. And it's so funny is that, with my little quirky personality, and I love movies, my post might even just be a quote from a movie, like a
Yes.
song from a movie, or something. I might say, eat the cake, anime. So, and then it'll start, people are seeing my page, they're engaging with me. Well, guess what? Now by 12 o'clock, because people are still commenting on that, then I'm going to put a facial video out there, because it's lunchtime. People are scrolling again. Normally after that, I'm in here and I'm working, I'm doing my 3 clients. And then when I get home at night, I'll post a video from my clients that I've done throughout the day. So, and then I know those late night people who can't sleep like me are going through social media, and literally I have to turn my phone off because it's lighting up, it's blinking. It's constantly blinking. Yes. And in the morning, I'll have 3 or 4 different appointments.
That's awesome. So the people that say, oh my God, that's annoying, you're posting too much, dude, It's not annoying. People are not going to see all your posts. But one thing, Deborah, that I like is you're doing stuff that's engaging. It's not like, hey, check this out. Hey, look at me. It's no, you're engaging. And I tell folks, I go, just look at what other people are doing. And you know, same thing in the marketing group. Every morning you'll see something from me, like a good morning, right? I'm doing that. And the reason I do it is to get engagement. It's not about me. I just want to say, hey, let's get this thing going. Hey, something positive, something funny, just like you. And this is available to anybody. It's available to everybody. And so if you, Deborah, first of all, again, thank you so much for everything. I know, you know, thank you for your time. Thank you for listening, right? Like I ramble a lot, but one thing that you know, when you do these things and you've tried them and they've worked, you know, fluke 1, you doubled your goal. Fluke 2, you know, 5 grand. Fluke 3, you know, 8.8. You know, I'm kind of liking these flukes.
Right.
Right. So
Right.
so if you had to put, if you could get one message across to the group, to all the bold beauty bosses in the group, all the business owners that are struggling, you know, what would your message be? What would you want to tell them?
Just to stay the course. It does seem hard. It does get easier, and then just be consistent. Showing up, that's the biggest thing. You know, my husband always says that. My dad has always told me that. Show up, and then think about, what does that look like, or what does that mean to you to show up? How can you show up in some way, you know, form, you know, to get your message across to those potential clients that you want? If you're not showing up, they can't find you. They don't know anything about you.
Yeah. And that's what it's about. It's about being consistent, right? Because we never know when someone is about to enter our world, right? Like there was one point, like, when did you discover the group? When did you find out about the group? When did you get involved?
I think so. I finished school in like December the 22nd. And then from there I had time. And so then I just started tagging, you know, esthetician, the word on esthetician on Facebook. And then I came across your group and I'm like, oh, let me join this. This looks interesting. And so, yeah, so about December. And then I really, so of course, joined a group like everybody else does. But then I said, well, let me go back. Your personality really caught me. And I went back and I like tagged some videos. And I remember on Sunday sitting in my bed after service and I'm like, let me put my earbuds in and let me listen to what he's saying. And then I started taking notes. I said, oh, he said a personal page. And then I'm like, because I'm not a real social media person. I'm like, well, you can have 2 personal pages. And then it's like, oh, you got 2 emails. So then, okay, here I am. I created the personal page. So yeah, it was just like from December. And then I started looking at your videos over and over again. And that's why I was telling the group, I go back and I scroll. I'm trying to get back to when you first started. If I don't have time to listen, then I definitely will tag it and I will go back and listen when I have time.
No, and thank you so much, right? And you're my testimonial, right? Like when I see things like you, like ways that you implement it, you know, and you're putting it in process and practice and working it, you know, and congratulations, right? Like this isn't me doing it. You know, these ideas are out there, right? You and I just connected well because we have similar personalities and we're kind of goofy and we're you know, we jive like that. So that makes it easier. But the fact that you put in the work, that you tried this, that you know, followed by faith and say, let me give this a shot. And to everybody listening, that's what it's about. Give it a shot. You know, be consistent, show up, be clear with what you do. Because if you're confusing your audience, you know, if you confuse, you lose, right? So Deborah, again, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate you so much. Huh?
It's recording, but
who did what?
Oh, it was recording, then it kind of stopped.
Yeah, you know what? There's nothing we can do about technology, right?
Right.
It works, it doesn't work. I just say, hey, if it works, cool. If it doesn't, oh well, what you gonna do? Right. So Debra, stay on for just 1 second. Okay, everybody, remember, Debra, again, thank you so much for this.
Thank you
for being part of the group. Everybody, listen to Debra. This not hard. Debra, you don't have a cape on and fly around the world, right? You're not like Super Debra.
And I only got 2 hands.
Only 2, regardless of what you think. Right. All right. So everybody, thank you so much. Pay attention. Do great things. You're awesome. Catch you soon.
Thank you.